McNeill with Design Originals, and today I have a fun project for Zentangle. So let me show you what this is. I always love receiving mail, and this came in the mail to me one day from Bess Swider, and she actually has woven this together and then stitched it on the card. So that's what I'm going to show you how to do today. So your supplies are of course simple, just paper, micron pens, scissors, maybe some red and black colored paper, and you're ready to go. So I wanted to show you how I choose my tangles. This happens to be the book Zentangle 7. And in the back of my books, I always have the 30 or 40 new tangles. So I'm going to choose one of these to start with. I sort of like this cul-de-sac one, and it happens to be on page 6, so I can see how simple it is to do by referring to that page. Here it is. So here's my starter piece of paper. So I'm going to divide this into the regular Zentangle sections. With these strings, I'm just going to cross and make a few smaller areas here. So now I'm going to take cul-de-sac and show you how to do it in here. What we're going to do is we're just going to follow these simple steps. It's sort of a wavy zigzag line, rounded, and then I came back and I put a circle and a dot in each of these large bubble areas. And then I did a second row, so I just simply repeat that same concept. This time I'm making my bubbles a little larger, and that way I can put a little bit, maybe half of one over there. Put my spaces in here. And then up here, you know, I'm just going to have to kind of visualize that the other side of the bubble fell out of that area. And now a nice little bubble down here. So after I've done that, then I'm ready to start coloring them in. So I'm just going to choose the center section, start coloring this one in. This cul-de-sac is really a wonderful tangle. It is simple to do, and it just forms a wonderful lyrical look to any design. I'm just going to continue coloring that in, make a nice dark area, and then I'll show you how to do the weaving. So this is just a starter tangle to get me started. I want to finish coloring all this area in with black. And then I'll skip this, have a white row here, and cover the next area in with black. So it makes a really good looking tangle. So now let me show you how I'm going to weave these. So now I have my completed square. I have a sheet of red or a sheet of black. And today I'm just going to choose the red because I think it shows up. These are close to the same size, but they don't have to be exact. So first I'm going to take my my Zentangle piece. I'm cutting it in half. Don't worry. But I am leaving it attached here on this end. This just makes it easier for me to handle my pieces and get them glued together. So you can see these are all cut vertically and still left attached here. Now I'm going to take the red. I like to cut the center strip first because that helps me judge, so they'll all be approximately the same size. I'm not cutting straight strips, but I could. So now these are cut horizontally. So now I can pick this up. Here are my attached ones over here. Here are my loose strips here. So I'm going to put this here over, under, over, under. So I'm going to line those up. I'm going to take a little bit of glue and just put a dab under each of these white strips. And then I'm going to turn that over. And now I can lift up this strip. Just put a dab of glue here and a dab of glue here. So now I'm going to want to let that sit for a few minutes. Just enough to start drying. Okay. So now these strips are still attached, but I'm ready to, now that they're glued on top, I'm ready to unattach them. So I'm just going to clip right through the ends here. And those are all still in place. And now underneath, I'm going to clip through the red ones, but I want to leave them in the same position because that's how they'll nest together in the weaving. Okay, so now I have my 4 strips. Now I'm just going to take my second one. This one I can go under, over, under, over, and it'll nest right against that first one. I think the wavy lines give it sort of a nice look. They're easier to cut than the straight ones too. So now I'm going over, under, over, under, and for the very last one, I'll reverse that. Under, over, under, over. Now I can take my glue and just put a little dab of glue under every flap that's a little bit loose. So I'm going to go around the edge. I'll do that on the front. I'm going to turn it over and lift up all the loose flaps on the back. So now that's all secure. Usually I let that dry for a few minutes. Keep it pressed down so that they're all secure. And then I just take my scissors and trim the edges until they are all straight. And voila, I have a finished weaving ready to mount on the front of a card. So let me show you these again down here, these other ones that I've woven. This time I cut more strips, so I think it was 5 instead of 4 cuts. And this one's even smaller strips, so you can do a lot of different things with this simple process. And then I have one more little quick trick to show you. This is a card, and I have cut with my craft knife 4 slits. Here's a Zentangle strip that I've already drawn. And now I can just slip that in amongst those slits. And voila, I have a finished card all ready to write the note in. So I hope you enjoy weaving. It's a lot of fun.